Yes, that is in fact the name of the game. It is taken directly from the icon on my desktop. So, this is a 2010 RPG created by Tri-Ace, which you might recognize as the creators of Star Ocean. Now, I'm not familiar at all with Star Ocean, so this has been quite the experience. Let's watch the starting video.
Where I was weak, God gave me you to be my strength. Through you, He will change the world so that people might be free of suffering. By the will of God, little by little, the world is reborn. I want to see that world. A world where people live life as they want to.
Is something the matter? You cannot stop now. Your destiny lies before you. Zenith waits just ahead. The entity you know as God. It's important you see it for yourself. Perceive the providence of our world.
Impossible! How could this be our God? A machine? A machine told the final hour of our prelate's life?
It may be difficult to accept, but it's true.
It's not for a machine to determine when a man should die! What meaning is there in such a death?
Zenith has taken the place of God, that's all.
And you expect me to keep up this charade? You'd have me go on leading the people? Leading them in the name of God? How can I remain a cardinal knowing this? A cardinal in a church with no God!
The people need a shepherd. Even if you find the thought distasteful, you must consider them.
You're right. Sparing one at the cost of many accomplishes nothing!
If we can learn to control this, it will change everything. We can create a new faith. A new faith that combines reason with compassion. Just think about it.
In one breath you deny God, and in the next you speak of faith. All right. I'll set my doubts aside. I'll set them aside to build a world of order, for the sake of the people. Whatever research is needed, I'll help in any way I can.
You've made the right choice.
own sacrifice be the first. Divine providence is only a calculation. I won't sit back and accept my fate!
So anyway, that's the start of the game. That's how the game begins. We find out that God is locked at 10 frames a second, which is... I mean, maybe that's the most embarrassing out of everything. I don't know if I've ever seen a game that starts off with the twist. The idea of like, your sister was killed by your best friend, and roll opening credits. Anyway, so the other thing is that those are not the main characters. These are the main characters. So I don't know what that entire thing was about.
I'm still alive.
Huh? What'd you say?
I'm really alive.
Not for long, you aren't.
I don't know how, but I'm alive.
How can you smile?
You're smiling?
Me? This is it.
Huh?
Don't look away.
But I don't look away. Which way?
Down.
So what does this have to do with anything? I don't know. I don't know why they started the game like this. They just did, okay?
You going out?
Get ready to head out. You too, Zephyr.
Okay, and into the prologue. By the way, that shirt that she was wearing, that is the icon for the game, that cartoon pig, which just leads to even more confusion when I first started up this game. Between that name, that icon being the way that they represented it, the very first achievement that I got in the game, first contact, defeat you first enemy. Which, it's like the very first thing I saw here in that achievement list was misspelled. This is gonna be this is something. Let me just tell you that right now. So, something you might be wondering about, that the main character just kind of carries around a handgun. Well, as it turns out, this is a gun RPG. That's right. The R stands for Rudy Tooty Point and Shooty. Which I think, you know, along with this whole thing about being in a clockwork, gigantic tower, living in that, it's real weird. When I say that it's a gun RPG, I mean, like, look, customize menu for customizing your guns. Every single attack that you do in the game is gun-based, or I guess like using hand grenades. That's the only other thing. Yeah, each one of the classes that you get is based around what sort of your attaché case you happen to be carrying with you happens to be. So like the magazine case will let you switch out for different bullets that will allow you to deal with the living or mechanical enemies. You also get like the first aid kit, of course, equipped on Leanne. You know what? Forget about these stupid stereotypes. You can have this gun, and you can have the first aid kit. How about that? And then, yeah, I give you the SMG magazine case. This is a weird one. And you might be asking right now, what does a gun game look like in battle? And, oh man. Put my hand on my forehead just to be like, I don't know how I'm going to explain this. We'll get there when we get there. I literally spent an hour or something doing tutorials just to try and have a basic semblance of understanding of how this game works. But I mean, given what you're seeing right now and given the opening cutscenes, this game is just like we're gonna be jumping around a lot. There's gonna be you're not gonna get it. I'm not gonna get it. And I played like 3-4 chapters into this game. This is the prologue of about 15, I think, in total. So just kind of sit back and enjoy the ride. Take a look up at the sign on top of this building. That is a good sign. Shall we hunt? They're like dancing. Anyway, going in here, basic way that the gameplay is going to be working here in Ebel City is that you go up to the bulletin board, take a basic, yeah, like quests here. The one I want to do right now, bridge restoration. Yeah, good looking dude outside of there. I already talked to him. It's like there is a lot of stuff to talk about with how the various mechanics work in this game, but like I said, just go with it for right now. It'll become obvious eventually. So, need to repair broken grids with energy hexes. Go fight an enemy, and then you can open up parts of the world map. Okay, you'll get what I'm talking about very quickly. You don't need to read that entire thing. Perfect aid. Very nice, but probably won't need to use those for right now. No, don't worry. I know what I'm doing. It's just, I don't know how I'm going to explain it. Hey, what's your deal, dude? Nah, searching around for stuff. Well, let's exit onto the world map. There's only one more place to look at in town for right now, but let's kind of get on to it so that you can even get like the most basic understanding. All right, so world exists on this big grid. It is, as you saw in the opening cutscene and everything, this gigantic super tower And specifically the opening cutscene with the guy grabbing onto, with Zephyr grabbing onto the girl and everything happened up here, known as the Chandelier. But then you can also go way down and see like Pateropolis and Cranktown. Oh, hell yeah, Cranktown. I can see by what you carry that you come from Crankin' Town. And the Crank Seminary for when you want to become a priest for cranking. But we'll get to that later. Obviously, this is the world map is mostly this city, and it's a pretty big one. So you kind of move around here. Can't move on to these white, well, hexagons. They're not squares. But that is what they were talking about there. You actually have to fill those out with energy hexes that you get from battles, which I need to get into a battle to do that, and as you can see on the bottom of the screen, part of the dense roadways, once connected all of Basel, even now good visibility makes it relatively safe. So, can't get in battles around here. However, if I go over here, yeah, occasional escaped beast makes its way around here, and that sends me into battle. Okay, how are we gonna do this? So, Resonance of Fate is turn-based. As you can see right now, despite standing around, nobody's taking any sort of action. You'll see in the bottom right corner on Vashiran's name that when I move, that bar starts to go down. That means that you are taking actions. Your turn ends when you run out of that. And at the same time, as you can see over there, that leader enemy, you, Rogue Gunman, they are also taking turns. And if I say pass my turn now that he's got an attack queued up, or if I just wait long enough, like run around in a circle.
You're gonna have more holes than a beehive.
These voice lines. I was not playing this with sound on earlier, by the way, so this is all new to me. Enemies will take their turns. So, what do you actually do? Well, there are two basic actions that you can take, and that is walking around, as I was just showing before, and you can also shoot your gun. You need to charge up shooting your gun. That takes time. And you need to wait until you get a full charge to actually shoot your gun. Otherwise, if you like cancel it, then you don't shoot. Or if you run out of turn, you don't shoot. And that is pretty much what you're looking at. Deplete all enemies' health. If I kill the leader here, that will, take care of that too. But there is one more thing that I also can do. You see those little pips on the bottom of the screen? Well, I do have a super attack, which is to say I can run. I can run, and while I'm running, enemies are unable to shoot at me. And since enemies take the same turn as you, then, well, that means that, if you are aiming at an enemy, you could have 5 other dudes shooting you. Well, when you run, that is not actually the case. So, you can shoot at the same time. And when I get to the end of the point that I designated for where I was running to, yeah, but you can see all of my other characters are not safe. But that does take one of the little pips on the bottom of the screen. You can restore those by killing enemies or destroying an enemy's armor. You can see on the Rogue Gunman there, for example, he's got a little blue pip underneath him near his feet. That's his armor. He only has armor right on his shins. I don't know, whatever. But if I were to say, shoot him, well, was actually able to take him out. Good enough. It's like that will restore a pip. But since I destroyed the leader, that just ends that battle. If you run out of all the pips, you go into a super weak mode and start to take actual damage and not just scratch damage, which is the blue damage that you were seeing there. Machine guns do blue damage, red guns do real damage. By dealing real damage to blue damage, you are able to kill enemies. That's sort of the basic way that I'm doing. What I'm saying is that Liane is going to be the DPS. Everybody else is going to capitalize on that with their more powerful guns. Oh god, I hope that made any sense at all, because it's like this is... Oh, and there's even more than that. Oh, there's plenty more than that. You understand? It's just... Oh my god. You can also jump while you're running, and that will target, armor or other parts of enemies randomly, rather than just whatever happens to be facing you. There's like this try attack that you can do if you run between each one of your partners. It's so much stuff, but like, if you understood any of that, it's like, hopefully that clears it up a little bit. It is ludicrous. It is ridiculous. Anyway, well, I got a couple energy hexes from doing that, so let's just go place one down right here. Leads me into the bridge. Good God, this game is... The mechanics on display here are just incredible. And you know what? I got a few more of these. You don't actually move around by yeah, that'll work. Or, no, it won't actually work. But, yeah, let me just, what's the bet? Yeah, that'll work. Do that. Get some more treasure stuff, which I'm sure is probably... Oh, no, that's first aid. Okay. And then the goal here, as you can see by the little next flashing on top of Cafe Chelsea, that's the area that I want to go to. There is also on the Rainy Bridge, and the back alley here, other quests that I can complete, but, just get right over here and do it.
This is an easy one. Just don't let it get damaged and you'll be fine.
Done. To tell the truth, I'm more worried about you. Mind the wrist. If anything happened to you, where would that leave us? God only gave you one body. Take care of it.
I'll try to remember that.
Okay, attaché case containing a notepad that has a bunch of detective notes in it. References.
Control of resources. Longevity. What else does Zenith's providence hold for us?
All of these cutscenes make no sense. I have played like 5 chapters past this point. I have no idea what any of that means. Like, is that a weird cliche or something? Because I've seen that in Kingdom Hearts. I saw that in Final Fantasy 15. Like the girl in white, kind of up on a big tall tower, whatever. Anyway, we're going to Core Lift 1 because we need to go up to the chandelier, as I was talking about before. Yeah, the entire first mission here that Vashen Run, the main character here, was talking about is just deliver this thing. It's clearly some sort of big machine. Lady, look behind you. We're on a big machine. There's so many of these cuts. Like, there are 3 cutscenes in a row, and I'm just like, I don't know what any of them mean. Just go with it. Right, here's how we're starting out the game. We're doing a basic delivery mission to one of the cardinals, as we'll eventually find out, which I guess is the same sort of rank as the other person that we saw in the opening cutscene too. Although this person is a bit different. This is a bit different of a person. Yeah, just kind of like talking around. Yep. It's sure. Anyway, continuing on here into the world map. So I still do have all the energy hexes, and I do need to use... Oh, no, I actually don't need to use anything right here. A little bit later, though. Can open up a few of these, maybe get some more chests, but... For the most part, this is a fairly simple... Oh, actually, I'm totally out of stuff. For the most part, this is a fairly simple first mission to kind of start you off on the game. It obviously gets a lot more complicated from here. Also, you do start getting stuff like colored hexes, which you got to do to take rid of you get rid of these colored hexes and everything like that. So even if you were to just go grind up a bunch of the energy hexes, you gotta wait until you get the colored ones to start getting into the other manners around here and whatnot. Or like this elevator. Yeah, because there's more places to go to, but for right now, get over here.
Gets darker.
Hey. Sunstar, the prelate. I mean, well, prelate's dead apparently, and they have not appointed a new bishop, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Sure, let's go talk to him.
So beautiful. This crystal, is it really my own?
Oh, I think,
Hold it up to the light.
Look at that. Oh, what's happening? What's going on?
Look.
It's mine!
so what do you think? Is that proof enough for you?
All the proof I could ever need. Here's a little something for my angel. Dreams really do come true.
Another job done.
This is a game, isn't it? So that's what a bishop looks like in this universe. You might have been fooled by the opening cutscene, but nope. Anyway, yes, being the prologue, a fairly simple mission to start out with, and that works for me because God knows that after that explanation of the battle system, I'm okay with ending this episode. My God.
I suppose it was a pretty jewel, but is it worth getting that excited over?
Haven't heard the stories? Every man, woman, and child in this world has their own stone. Find it and live a long, happy life. Or so they say.
Is that right? Oh, what a charming story.
Your very own star from the heavens.
Your very own star.
Stars don't come cheap, though. It takes plenty of cold, hard cash to make dreams like that come true.
Is it really a dream if you can just buy it?
Maybe it is, maybe it isn't.
So normally I'm not a huge fan of JRPGs, playing them on the channel or anything like that, you know, due to the huge amount of dialogue and just, you know, how that whole thing goes. This game is kind of winning me over because of stuff like that. Did you see that star ceiling thing? I just, oh man. All right, no leader this time. Let's just see another one of these. And like I said, what I want to do is I want to go take out the SMG, which Leanne has, and then let's just go. Yeah, if I want to go for the try attack, I got to go walk in between these two guys. But no, I'm just going to go right over here, run directly behind them, and hopefully take down all of their health, and then have the guys with the lethal guns kind of finish them off. So, oh yeah, I can also jump like I was saying. Yeah, that takes care. All of his health is blue. All of his health is blue. I don't really need to do much of anything else. All right, and then basically even though I would run out of pips on the bottom of the screen pretty quickly, I think this is worth it, because this should just take them out. Okay, so there's you down. There's you down. And by the way, if you're wondering why it's worthwhile to get really near enemies when you have guns, you charge up your gun faster as you're closer to them. So if you're all the way across the arena, it takes forever. Your turn will end before you can even get off a single shot. But right next to them, you'll be able to like shoot immediately. And that is also true for the enemies as well, but you know, if you take them down fast enough, it's really not that big of a deal. Hey, y'all. So yes, even though you do have ranged weapons here, it is still worthwhile to get kinda close. Sitting behind a cover and whatnot is a good idea. Or, you know, baiting out one character at a time and then stunning them by shooting them with a lot of bullets. Even if they might not get the kill there.
Hi.
Deadly weapons do kind of a minimal amount of damage, but like I said, the SMGs don't actually kill, which is kind of a problem. But otherwise, though, you can usually end a lot of fights before they even start by using the run ability. Let's just call it has a name. It's called like the hero waltz. I don't know, but it does come with risks, given that it does use those little pips on the bottom of the screen. And that'll do it for the prologue.